Many of you know that I am a breast cancer survivor. I constantly research about cancer prevention, and recently I started to follow Nutritarian Diet, which promotes health, longevity, healthy weight, and corrects cardiovascular disease and diabetes, prevents cancers, autoimmune disease, and other diseases. I recently made a video about what it means to be a nutritarian, and I will post the link to that video in the description for this video so you can watch it next or click here. An important part of being nutritarian is eating nuts and seeds, and I do want to talk about how nuts and seeds help us live longer and healthier. Before I continue, I would like to ask you for a huge favor. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and let me know what other questions you have about the nutritarian lifestyle. Any interaction with my videos help my channel, and I do appreciate you helping me to promote my content. New research links higher nut seed consumption with a lower risk of cancer, especially breast cancer. In addition, nut seeds phytochemicals have an anti-inflammatory and cholesterol-lowering properties and help maintain healthy gut microbiome. And it can lower your diet's glycemic load. With their relatively high calorie count, adding nuts and seeds to your daily food intake can seem like a counterintuitive move, especially if you're focused on losing excess weight. But the truth is, these tasty plant foods are nutritional superstars. They supply important phytochemicals that have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that protect against cancer, promote cardiovascular health, increase insulin sensitivity, and support a healthy gut microbiome. Eating nuts and seeds regularly is consistently linked to longer lifespan in observational studies. Possible explanations for this association include lowering glycemic load and promoting cardiovascular health. Recently, researchers have been investigating connection between consumption of nuts and risk of cancer or death from cancer. Most recently, results from the Shanghai breast cancer survival study suggested that participants with higher than average nut consumption had a 52% lower risk of cancer recurrence, metastasis, or death from breast cancer.
Impressive.
Nut consumption, in association with overall mortality and recurrence disease-specific mortality among long-term breast cancer survivors, lowered the risk of cancer. There is abundant research now on intake of nuts and cancer incidence. 3 different research groups performed meta-analysis of the literature in 2020 and 2021, analyzing approximately 30 to 45 studies. All 3 concluded that higher nut consumption was associated with a lower risk of cancer, and all 3 found a dose-response association, meaning as nut intake increases, cancer risk decreases. 2 of the 3 noted that only 3 nuts, not peanuts or peanut butter, were associated with a reduced risk of cancer. One analysis found that nuts were associated with a reduced risk, especially of cancers of the digestive tract. Some phytochemicals in nuts, like those in greens, berries, and other plant foods, have direct anti-cancer effect. For example, lab studies on cancer cells have found that phytochemicals present in nuts such as polyphenols and fatty acid promoted cancer cell death and inhibited cell proliferation, metastasis, and angiogenesis. The studies discussed here have focused on nuts, not seeds, but lignans in flax, chia, and sesame seeds have anti-estrogen properties and are linked to a lower risk of postmenopausal breast cancer. Oxidative stress and inflammation are driving factors in heart disease, cancer, and other chronic diseases. Using nuts as a major calorie source reduces the overall glycemic load of the diet compared to common high glycemic calorie sources such as rice, pasta, bread, and potatoes. Evidence from randomized controlled trials has suggested that eating nuts regularly improves insulin sensitivity in patients with type 2 diabetes. Nuts have total and LDL cholesterol lowering properties that have been supported by many randomized controlled trials. Although we usually think of cholesterol in relation to cardiovascular disease, cholesterol plays a role in cancer as well. Cancer cells use cholesterol to fuel their high level of proliferation, and cholesterol may also be an important player in cellular signals that promote the survival of cancer cells. One of the 3 meta-analyses on nuts and cancer risk found that nuts were especially protective against digestive cancer. The researchers thought this could be because the fiber in nuts helps reduce intestinal transit time, which reduces the duration of the colon's exposure to dietary carcinogens. It could also be because of beneficial effects of nuts on the microbiome. Randomized controlled trials on walnuts and almonds have found increases in the populations of beneficial gut bacteria. So what action do we need to take? Eat more nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are health-promoting whole food calorie sources, each with its own individual nutritional profile. Some are higher in certain polyphenols than others, and others are higher in omega-3, fatty acids, lignans, plant sterols, and vitamin E. Include a variety of raw unsalted nuts and seeds in your diet, such as walnuts, flax seeds, almonds, pecans, cashews, and macadamia nuts, and emphasize high omega-3 nuts and seeds, such as walnuts, flax seeds, and hemp. And I just purchased a bunch of different nuts in huge quantities. These are raw sunflower seeds and then raw almonds, so don't eat them all at once. That would be a problem. I also do buy organic raw butters such as peanut butter, almond butter that I use in my diet. In the next videos, I will talk more about Nutritarian diet recipes. I'll show you recipes that I cook and the food that I eat, so do please subscribe and watch this wellness playlist next. Until next time.